Good morning, church. I'm going to recite a poem to tell you about how I found Jesus. I'm joking. To the people that know me, I'm Sembi. How I came to know God. I grew up in a very, very big orphanage in KZN. I think there was 130, 140 of us at that orphanage. And there was a manager there, big Afrikaans guy who was called Warren Holland, spoke English like an Afrikaner, so he used to preach about God. So every morning we used to have what we called like morning devotion. So before we'd all go to our different schools, he would, kind of like open the Bible, give us maybe one or two or three verses. And I remember being a very stubborn kid, because I think at that young age, I had been very, very angry. I think about how my mom had passed. I think I was also very, very angry about the fact that I didn't know who my dad was. So I had this immense anger in me, like to the point whereby I went to 6 different primary schools, because I would be kicked out, expelled, fight, expelled. So I was like, I think out of the 130 kids, I was one of the headaches for that guy. I was definitely one of his bigger headaches. But I don't know how, but he, without fail, would preach. When he would get called to the primary school where I'd been in a fight, he'd always be the one to come. He'd never shout. But his biggest thing would always be, he used to wear, I think in the early 2000s, there were these bangles that were very popular that Christians used to wear, the WWJD, like what would Jesus do? He would say that, and it would make me so angry. It would make me even angrier. So I remember, because I felt like my accepting Jesus would be me accepting defeat. So I came up with a plan, because I thought I was a bit of a smart kid. I was like, you know what? This Jesus he keeps preaching about, I'm going to go read this Bible, and I'm going to catch him out. Every time he says something that's inaccurate, I'm going to catch him out. Every time he says something that is questionable, I am going to catch him out. So started reading the Bible, would read it. This is maybe, I'm like 14 now in high school, and I'm still very, very stubborn. But so for me, there wasn't like a moment whereby it was like magical. It was like, oh, now I get Jesus. But I think through my stubbornness of trying to read the Bible to catch him out, and him relentlessly just, even if you wanted to skip school, he had a rule. You still had to come to morning devotion. You were sick. Are you dead? No. Come to morning devotion. And then he would give us devotion. And to a point whereby I think when I decided that, okay, I've lost this fight now, I think I'm going to give my life to Jesus. I think I was like around 15. But when I decided in that moment, I think I realized that it had been like a long journey of me trying to fight what I was hearing from him every day. I think from when I was like 8 years old, from when I could start to understand English, and piece together what this guy was saying to us every morning. Yeah, and now I'm almost 30, just said, but I'm almost 30 and I'm still Christian, still trying, but failing every day to honor him. Yeah, that song is like, the way he was singing it. So I know that song actually from back when I lived at the orphanage. And it's one of the ones that I used to hate as well. Because it says, I live my life to honor you. And it makes you so sad, because you realize that you've been a Christian for 15 years, but very little about my life honors the Lord. Thank you.